Today I have a doozy of a video for you. I'm going to tell you about the 3 worst classes in D&D 5e, but I think one of these classes is bearable to say the least, but you have to have a lot of stuff to just make it work in my opinion. So let's get going. The champion fighter absolutely sucks. It is terrible. Now when you look at all this stuff you get to regen health, you get to critical hit at lower numbers, you even get to pick a different fighting style, and you get a little other buffs here and there. But overall, the reason this class is just terrible, it sucks, you should never play it, it's so boring. It's mind-numbingly boring. You're just the person that hits stuff. The barbarians already got that covered, I promise you. If this class just had something more, some more oomph, it would be more fun. So I highly recommend you do not play this. Go somewhere else. The Thief Rogue. My God, this thing is terrible. Here's why. At the highest level, you basically get 2 turns. Most games, you're not going to get that. You're not going to the tippy top of the mountain, and you're probably going to cross class. So let's just throw that out the door right now. The majority of this entire class is just being the sneakiest unseen thing ever in D&D, right? Which is cool. But at my table, you have to break line of sight and maybe do a few other things to actually not be seen. Because if you just run over there and hide behind a wall, I still know where you are. So your little sneaky stuff ain't gonna work at my table. I will say one cool thing is you get a climb speed. So you can Spider-Man and shoot and all that stuff from anywhere. But you can also just get a magic item that lets you climb. I think it's like the spider slippers or something. I don't know off the top of my head, because there's so many, right? But that leads into my other problem with this class. Level 13, it lets you use any magic item regardless of class, which sounds really cool. But here's the problem. You have to find that magic item, or rather be given that item. That's all reliant on the DM. So to make this class really fun, the DM has to help you, which may or may not happen. Hopefully it does, because you might be in a campaign that just doesn't have a whole lot of magic items. And the other bad thing, this is level 13. I think if you got this much earlier, the class would be more fun, but honestly, as is, I think this is terrible. If you homebrewed it and maybe swap this to an earlier thing, I think it would help this class out much more, but let me know what you think. The Berserk Barbarian is god awful. It is the worst class in all of D&D. Let me give you a snippet, a clip by clip or a play by play. Just break down these abilities very fast to show you why you should never play this. Even if you wanted to rework this some way, it would be a lot of work on the DM side. And I'm sure there's tons of stuff to homebrew this in a different way. Just get rid of it and go get some other class. Frenzy is your main ability and it gives you exhaustion. Mindless Rage just lets you not be charmed. Intimidating Presence lets you just frighten things around you. Big whoop. At your highest level, 14, you get to use your reaction to hit a creature? Don't you ever play this class. On my table especially, my exhaustion table has been reworked to be -1 for everything you do if you have exhaustion. This is dang near a death penalty if you keep using Frenzy, which is your main ability. What is this? Oh my gosh. That alone is a no pick. Your Mindless Rage ability makes you immune to Charm and Fear as long as you're raging. But bear with me for a moment. You could just pick the Centaur and be considered a fey creature, and then you don't have to worry about being charmed. A lot of people completely gloss over this spell because the key word is a humanoid creature. Centaur is considered a fey creature. Now your DM might get upset and be like, it works anyways. That's for you guys to fight about. Intimidating Presence cost your action. Your action. Whoever was making this obviously didn't know like the rules of D&D. I do understand this is like one of the very first classes to be made. I do believe, don't quote me on that, but I'm like 90% sure. So 10% of you can always get me on that. And then we move over to your top ability, which is like, hey, you get to use your reaction to attack. That is so lame. Your highest ability, if any of you have played a game where you're like level 17, 18, 19, and 20, you're basically like small deities at that point. And you're telling me in my ultimate status here, I get to use my reaction to hit you? Man, that sucks. If that video has saved you some pain at the D&D table, please like and subscribe. If you want to support me, head over to Patreon. It helps me make better content for you. You get tokens, you get portraits, you get maps, you get all that stuff over there. So with all that, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day. Bye.